I got another car that the customer's complaining that the battery is running dead. So I'm checking for a parasitic draw, which means that when you turn the car off, there's a parasitic, as in parasite, or something that is still on and is sucking current out of the battery that's not supposed to be on. And so the way to do that is you hook a ammeter in series with the negative battery terminal and see how much current is coming out of the battery, or going into the battery, or disappearing out of the battery, excuse me. And so what I found was, when I did that, is about a third of an amp is being drawn out of the battery. And then what I did was I pulled some fuses, and when I got it to disappear, I found that the circuit was on was the room interior lighting circuit. So now what I'm going to be doing is checking the resistance of the circuits to see how much current could be on them. And here's the circuit. Let me get a little closer. That's the fuse right there. The room fuse. Let's see. Right there. That's the fuse. And what's connected to it is, I've circled it right there. I disconnected that connector right there, MR01. It's circled. I disconnected that, and the draw was still there. So when I disconnected that, what I'm eliminating is these 4 legs down here. Room lamp, vanity lamp, map lamp, driver vanity lamp, and down here, electrochromatic mirror. So those, and I circle it with a pen. All of that stuff I just eliminated. It still gets the draw, so that's not part of the problem. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is disconnecting it right there, where it's pin 1, circled in pen, and I'll be checking the legs that I have labeled 1, which goes over here and is body control module. Leg 2, which goes down and is auto light and photo sensor, and leg 3, which goes down and is data link connector. Okay, so the way I'm going to be doing that, since I can't unplug this connector and look at anything because that unplugs too much stuff, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take the resistance at pin 1 to ground, and then the battery voltage over pin 1, or battery voltage over that resistance is how much current's being drawn, so you can just calculate it. And I'm going to do that for that circuit, and then later on I'll try it for these 2 right here, okay, for the same thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take the, now I got to go back into the car, and I'm taking the, so I'm going to be taking the fuse box out of this car. The fuse box is right up under here, so I've got to take this panel off. This access panel I got to take off. I got to take this off right here, and all of this to get underneath there so that I can get to the fuse box, because I'm going to be pulling that plug off of it, and all those plugs are always on the back side of it. Okay? I'll get back to you. The connector we're trying to get to is IPJ, which is that one right here. Okay, so this is IPJ. It's that one right there. I'll zoom in on it. Right. That one. Okay, so that's on the back side of the fuse box, and I've removed everything underneath that I said I was going to. Had to take the side piece off and the floor skid plate off. So now the fuse box is right there. So now all I have to do is disconnect the cables that are going to it, and there's a couple of screws up there. See, there's 2 nuts. I got to get those out, and I think there's probably something down at the bottom, and then I can get access to the back side of it. Okay, be right back.
Now, there's not much space up here. Let's see if we can even see anything. Here's the fuse box. Let's look at the back side of it. Right there, okay. The connector I gotta get to is the one on the far right. You can see two. The one on the far right is the one that I need to get out. And so I'll have to take that one out. But as you can see, there's no space hardly at all under here. And from my other videos, you can tell that I'm fairly spherically shaped, so it's kind of hard for me to get in here. I gained like 40 pounds from when I was out of work for 4 months. Anyway, more incentive to lose my weight again. But I'm going to try to get that off, and then I'll get back to you.
So, I'm going to be measuring the resistance, DC resistance from pin 1 to ground of the connector. And I've got it exposed now, and I'll show you where it is. It's this one right there. Okay, so right here, this one. Pin 1 is on the far top right. So I'm going to probe from there to ground and see what my resistance is. The measurement I got was infinite, so that's what I wanted to see. So that means that all those loads are disconnected, so they're not part of the circuit. So if they're infinite resistance, that means they cannot have any current drawing through them. So now I know that that part of the circuit's good, so I can plug that part back in. Okay, the first check we did eliminated the part that's circled with a pin right there. There's like 5 legs there, 5 different little squares. We checked all that by unplugging the connector right there. We unplugged that, so we eliminated all this. Okay, now the last thing we did is we went up here to pin 1 on that one connector, and we checked, let's see if I back off, we checked what I highlighted. Okay, so now we've eliminated that entire batch of circuits. So the only thing left now on there's 2 more things left. Now you go over here, there's this stuff, and over here. So there's 2 more pins to check. This one way over here only has, that pin is pin 12, and it only has one thing on it, it's luggage lamp. And then the other pin 7, that's got 3 different circuits. Right there it says without and with, so it's going to have one or the other. This one is without, and this one over here is auto AC or manual AC, so it's only going to be one of those. So that's going to be 1 leg, 2, 3 legs there on that one. So there's 4 legs left to test. Back again. Now we're going to be checking pin 7 of the same connector. So let's get under there and see if we can get there. Now we're down here. There's the connector, right? Connectors. This one right here, where my thumb's pointing to it. So now we got to get to pin 7, which, if you count over the top, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 is the first one on the bottom right down there off the tip of my finger. Okay, so I'm going to be checking that. Okay, that was infinite resistance, so that one's okay. So now we're going to be checking. Next connector is connector D and pin 12. And that connector's on the front. Right here. Let me get this one. Nope, it's this one. This is the connector right here. So I'm going to be checking pin 12, which is one of these small ones. Okay, also I'll check that too.